Alright, this week we made a scene from The Empire Strikes Back, and I'm going to show you exactly how we made it. Hi guys. Hi.
Hey. Hey.
These guys are working out a delicate ballet of Walker legs.
Yes, that'll work.
Alright, so we actually did a scene from the original Star Wars a year ago, so check that out if you haven't seen it. But we decided it was time to do another one. It's been a while, so we chose a scene from The Empire Strikes Back. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I might own a couple t-shirts. My Han Solo t-shirt is older than some of you. I've had it for 12 or 13 years. Ugh, I'm old. This is the battle on the ice planet Hoth, so we got to bring back Luke and Wedge Antilles for this. So last time in the role of Luke, we had Chris Hardwick, who is the king of the nerds, and that was awesome to have him in the role. We couldn't get in this time because he's super busy, and the role of Luke is a lot smaller in this one anyway. So we reached out to Homemade Movies pal Chris Singer, who's been in tons of episodes.
I brought my Mark Hamill autograph.
Oh, nice.
I wanted this to be watching us the entire time we shoot, so that the force would be strong in this environment.
That's a great idea.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I got to reprise my role as Wedge in this. Crushing my skull. Then there's a third guy in this scene. Ben played the role, and it's everyone's favorite Star Wars character, Jansen. It's all about the teeth.
Get to the chopper!
We got to reuse the helmets for this. We've got Luke's helmet from last time and Wedge's, but then for the Jansen shots, we only see him from the side. So rather than making a whole new helmet or painting over one of our existing ones, I'm just making a piece of fabric that I'm gonna put over the side right here just to cover it up. Wedge, Jansen, Wedge, Jansen. So we could just use that for Jansen and then peel it off and go back to Wedge.
Good shot, Jansen!
The costumes in this scene are a little bit different than before, so I'm gonna have to beef them up a little bit and modify them. So I found this jacket that's actually kind of perfect, but the problem is now I gotta paint it orange. And then I put an orange long sleeve over the top of that so I don't have to paint the whole thing, and then just used the same white piece in the front. But this time we do see more of that control box or that ventilator, whatever it is. Maybe you can tell me what it is, I have no idea. So it's just a piece of cardboard made in 2D, and it's got some buttons on it. And then I used 2 gun belts, and that kind of completes the look. Those go across the top. And then all of this is sort of just clipped on our bodies. You know, it's not like a full costume.
Yeah. Hey.
I made these because Luke is supposed to look like that. And then Wedge looks like this. If anyone notices that the colors are wrong on Luke, it's because I forgot to tape them on. And you'll notice in the shot that they're just paper clipped. That was so I wouldn't forget, but I forgot. Sometimes you prep something and then it gets overlooked. This is a perfect example of that. And in case that wasn't enough, I wrote on the back, red, green equals Wedge, blue equals Luke, just so we wouldn't forget. And what happened? We forgot. All right, so they're sitting inside these cockpits. These are the Snowspeeders, and it's pretty much just made out of cardboard, and it's attached to one of my dining room chairs. So it's kind of a forced perspective thing where the windows get bigger as they come towards the camera, but smaller as they go back behind his head. But it's not nearly as long as it looks like it is. So that front view only works really for the front, and there are some side shots for Jansen and Luke. So we made a whole separate piece for the side. And then Ben decorated both sides because Luke and Jansen are facing opposite ways and they're slightly different. So we've got paint on one side and details, and then we flipped around the other way and added a few more details for that side. We set this cockpit up in the middle of my living room. We put up a big white sheet for the snowy background. We've got one light that moves overhead and causes shadows and stuff, so that gives you a sense of motion. These are gonna be the lasers that go by. You're just gonna like be sitting here like, just tossing them. Oh, I can totally do that. So they go pretty straight. And then we've got some smaller ships.
This is awesome.
We've got like the front view of one of the ships. It's back there on some strings. Since the ship is flying around the Walker's legs, I did make 3 big legs that we could hold and then sort of move in a kind of circular way so it looks like the ship is flying around them. Okay, we're done with the full-size legs. Time to use this special one to fly away from in the background. While we had everybody there, we all switched costumes and played that group of people that's down on Hoth. So we all kind of just put on hoodies or white long sleeves.
Remember when Mother Teresa was in Star Wars? That's my character.
We look like we're in some kind of weird cult right now. I made some white visors for everyone to wear, and then we had these yellow children's goggles, painted them white. Everyone's wearing those.
Avalanche!
Ooh.
There's two quick insert shots. One of them is the cable pulling out of the ship, and that's just like the back of one of our lights that we pull a cable out of. Then there's the shot of the two hands on the controls firing the grappling hook. In this one quick shot, we've got so many toys from our childhood Battleship games original. We've got the Etch-a-Sketch Animator, which is one of my favorite toys ever. Got some regular Etch-a-Sketches, and of course, original NES controllers.
This Atari controller's mine, however.
This joystick came from a thrift store though. So that's it for the life-size stuff. The rest is all done with toys and miniatures. There's a handful of shots from inside the speeders looking out. So I made a handful of little 2D facades that you can actually just kind of look through like little windows. So I just hold it up in front of the camera, and then you peek right through it, and it looks like you're flying inside of the spaceship. So this is actually Wedge up here in front, but we're using Luke in the back. I don't think they make a Jansen action figure, do they? Alright, so in this shot looking through the back of the ship here, we've got Jansen, the gunner, aiming this gun, and so I'm moving the gun on this side of it, and also moving this little piece that's his little console that he's kind of grabbing onto, so moving them together like they're connected on either side of this. There's a couple shots where we see the Snowspeeders flying around, so I made some versions of these. I made these things out of cardboard and paper. They're pretty tiny, but I tried to get as much detail as I could, including seeing the silhouettes of their little helmets and their little orange suits inside the window. And then I also made a smaller version just to make it look a little bit smaller next to the big walker. There's a shot of two guys running, and we wanted to have those ships fly by, so we just used two little G.I. Joes, painted them white, so they could scurry along and then have the two ships fly by. Alright, so then we had to make the actual AT-AT, also known as the Imperial Walker. Now Ben made this thing, and it's really complex and awesome. The legs are made out of popsicle sticks at different lengths so that they can kind of hinge together, so that they can bend freely. And then the feet are kind of pieces of cardboard. And then the foot itself is the top of a plastic water bottle because it had kind of a cool, funny shape. The toes, we call them, they look like toes, so we call them toes, are just the ends of plastic spoons, so those are glued on there. The legs are all attached to the body itself, which is made out of cardboard. And then the head is made of cardboard and attached with a plastic tube for the neck. And then the whole thing is painted gray, and then he added on all the little details with markers. So the whole thing is basically a huge marionette, so he can control it from above with fishing strings and kind of move the body and move the legs independently. Sit. Good boy. So this was used in pretty much all the shots where you see the walker, even the close-ups of the legs, even the shots where you see the speeders flying around the legs and wrapping the cable around. And the cable is just a little thin piece of wire, so it kind of stays suspended in the air as the ship sort of flew around. We even used this thing for the big wide shot where you see it from above. So that's Ben reaching over as far as he can, making this thing walk, and then Sean is reaching over, making the ship move. Comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked really good. Oh. For a couple shots where we need the snow to kind of billow up, we're using flour. Yeah, awesome. I mean, hey, it says all purpose. So for the second shot where it looks like it just finished landing, all we did was actually hit it in the head with a big pile of flour, so it kind of finishes off that big landing. So for the big explosion at the end, we moved this whole thing outside. We set up the white sheets on an old table that I have. We didn't want to light the whole walker on fire because we knew we were gonna have to do multiple takes. So what you can't see on camera is that there's kind of a gap. Ben can hide underneath the table and shoot fire up through that gap. This is the final shot. You know, we're gonna really go out with a bang, if you know what I mean.
I don't get it.
Bang. All right, he's a brave man. He's got a fireproof suit. Wait, where's the fireproof suit? We've got Ben under the table controlling the fire. I'm controlling these two ships. And then we've got Sean shooting the pink lasers and then dropping the pebbles in the front. All right, let's do this. And we're shooting in slow motion, which means we have to do the whole thing a lot faster in real life. So we did it lots of times in a row until we felt like we had all the pieces in place, the right fire, the right smoke, everything lined up. So we made a huge mess, but in the end it was worth it because the shot turned out looking pretty cool. Yeah, that was a good one. All right, so that's our homemade Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, is this actually connected? Hello?
Yeah, I got you right here.
Oh.
Uh-huh, yep,
This is Luke the base over.
Hey guys, what's happening? Ah. Come here, here. Ah, there he is. Oh, come on. Here's a little tease.
Action.
Hooah! That got him.
I knew Sean was gonna laugh.
Hooah!
That's your Al Pacino.
Hooah! That got him.
Ow.
You alright?
I'll live. It's just my head.
There's kind of flour on everything. Probably not good for the camera. Okay. Oh man, the wind. Okay, here we go.
What? Come on!
Yeah.
Hey guys, listen to my didgeridoo.
This is like my ship, but at any time I can just press a button and then go skiing out.
Yeah. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any more questions and I'll answer back in the comments. We're gonna be taking a little bit of a break and changing things up, so sit tight for that, but stay tuned to CineFix for all kinds of cool movie-related content. Now I'm gonna play a little game of fetch with this little guy. All right, come on, boy. Yeah, he's made of cardboard.